There is not. Where's the saying? There's some unpleasant news, and I'll have Esmingo that you will hear his voice in the background because I'm just too darn lazy to edit all this, and then you're just doing your best saying it there. And I had to stim again. Let me just play the audio for maybe a good 22 seconds, eh?
She made $1 million. $1 million in 3 hours on OnlyFans.
My God.
And keep in mind, that is so far.
This is
How much do you want to bet that there's probably more money that she's made even past that?
She put out 9 mil.
Yeah, there we go. Imagine a falling out she's made. It's really gross, dude. I'm telling you, that's how it is. And yeah, 3 hours. Taboo and illegal things are sketchy as shit. Yeah, exactly. Easy life, absolutely. How much would...
I think that's a little bit more than 22 seconds. So yeah, Asmongold is reacting to
Glenn,
this woman now, because she's 18, named Lil Tay. That's supposed to be this girl that was a rapper that was, I guess you could say, well, the parents, they should be held responsible for this. That basically kind of abused her, so they can get locked up. I don't care that she's an adult. They kind of basically groomed her into this, and now she's basically falling. She's not a victim either because she doesn't want to basically improve on from this. What I mean by grooming, also, that's for that filming guy scene when Cragmire, this is real. Seth MacFarlane did it, predicting of how basically girls that do transform into 18 would have other grown men. You know, there are adults, right? That would basically want to perform on them. Also, for Meg to say 2 pigs, I'm guessing she meant her boobs. Right, for my girls out there, if you know what I'm talking about, right? You know, if you have like an A to maybe, let's just say, C cup average, right? And then us men, if you basically have like 7-inch, you know what I mean by that, right? It actually makes sense. This is ridiculous. Also, yippee! Dan, you're back. Yeah. However, though, my channel is also in danger because I got 2 strikes, and if YouTube strikes this, it's over. So I want to say for the ones that do want to show support, do not feel hesitant to. Well, you don't have to follow me on Twitter, because I don't really use it. I'm trying to get my channel back, because you'll see my community posts, right? You'll see my Twitter, that I tried to get my community guidelines removed, because I took about a ginger guy that I thought was hot. YouTube thought that I was showing nudity. He was shirtless. He wasn't naked. And even so, it's this audio, right? I don't get it. It's as though they're thinking that I was showing an image of 2 men penetrating, or you know, when they rub their penises together. It's as though they're thinking I've shown that. And you got women like her, an adult teen that basically got $1 million in this a matter of a few hours. There are people that are my mother that had to work since I was born as a certified nurse assistant, aka CNA, to basically a viewer of mine named Lauren that was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. And if I had the money, we would love to set up a GoFundMe so that she can basically get her breasts removed so that she can still live on this earth. And half of my viewers are women. And I have to say, from our women out there that support this, please go away. My female viewers, okay, my women viewers, my girls that would watch this, okay, they're planters, my female planters, okay? If you don't know Plants vs. Zombie, and then you probably don't get it. They would be so disgusted if they could just as vile. Because the way for Lil Tay, right? And again, if you want to look it up, Asmongold TV, titled, she made $1 million in 3 hours. It got 59,000 views in 50-some minutes. I think Lil Tay is a little of a predator himself. Okay, the reason I'm saying this, yeah, it's predators on both sides. The way that she says, freshly 18, and don't tell my mother this. Dude, are you kidding me? And I don't like to say that word. Okay, I'm saying this to a female. Are you insane? There are basically women out there that are rape victims. Okay, and not to mention one of my viewers that is Korean American that lives in Delaware. Let's just say that she basically had a man that wanted to rub his testes. She was 14 and he was goddamn 21. Okay? Yeah, it would be wrong, really wrong that they would text each other, but you know, the only thing you can do is just block, right? Literally, I can't explain it, okay? You know, like if you meet someone that's perverted online. I know because I met perverted man myself, and I can only do so much. Ian Russell, for example. I want to talk about him again. He's a postal brain mistake of a human being, okay? I mean, I wish I could do something, you know, especially when I wish I could press charges of him sending me news without my consent. But whatever. I hope that he basically improves as a healthier adult human being. Ha! Oh, part of me had this bird and everything investing in there. And this scene is, these cartoons are giving us secret window messages. Also, who loves Lucky Charms? Who does? Also, random word, shamrock. Okay, random word today because I like to think about words in my artistic brain. Shamrock, because I like this. I like the little, it's supposed to be a fern Irish plant, so it's supposed to bring good luck, I guess. Also, they're soft. Okay, I don't understand this. It's just for sticking them on click. Let me just read off from the screenshot that Aspen Go was browsing through on Twitter. Okay, the subscriptions, what the hell that means, is $511,000. Tips is $26,000. Stream tips, I don't know what the heck that means, nor post. Messages, $486,000. Right, look at that sign. And referrals and streams, no money. Right? I don't know what the heck those means. I don't really get what Watch This Fin. This is why I'm going to say this for my viewers that are not ace. And yes, us asexuals can have activity. Okay? If you basically support this, you wonder why human society has to develop flying cars from the Back to the Future, right? In 2015, we're in the future. No, we're basically are kind of in the presentable past. Because we're kind of going backwards right now at this moment, right? And this is what you're doing in your free time. Go ahead and be homophobic, okay? You're the one that's basically wanted to just wait for a girl because her body clock. That's disturbing as hell. I'm sorry, you could disagree with me. I hope that you basically don't drop the soap for the boondocks. Trust me, I'm a rape victim. It's not pretty. I'm surprised I survived. Yeah, I'm just being honest with you. Okay, this is just so wrong. And this is for both sexes here. For my women out there that support this, you're not innocent either. For my man, well, mostly this is your mistake. But for the women, though, you're kind of encouraging this. Okay, let's just say blanket, 73.69% of this are the men's mistake. The rest are the women. Because, yeah, you're involved if you encourage this behavior. I don't believe it. Imagine that back then in the 1920s, destroying a little bit of your ankle is considered sexual. You know, I don't want to go, I'll go back in that route. I want to go maybe on the 60s. That for women, that is considered a little sexual. It's not. But, you know what I mean? That, okay, maybe the 70s. That you'll be wearing a tank top and a bra. Okay? I think that should be the first year we get. Not this stuff. Okay? Like, honestly, go ahead and basically gall on a woman's in a bikini and somewhere in the Miami Beach. But if it gets to the point that you want to rate someone, like the clock, oh yeah, happy sex, and oh my god, this other stuff. It's also not that for those music videos, women have been sexualized. It wasn't like this in the 80s. Like, yeah, they're sexy, but the thing is, it's in in a healthy manner. If you think about that song, Take Me Home Tonight, I forgot the rest of it. Be my little baby, right? That should be the furthest, my opinion. And also, that song's pretty emotional because women should be like that. Okay, caring for their husbands and just wearing those adorable outfits, looking all sexy, right? Being taken care of. This is not the way to do it. It's not. Okay, honestly, the mid-2020s is the Great Cyber Depression. Because it's all about basically sponsors. No offense to that Xiao man that speaks many languages. He sponsored BetterHelp. I don't support that. Cheats, well, he's a little bit of an idiot. But, I mean, his videos are pretty good. That he wanted to sponsor this Cash App for people that are poor and I kind of take advantage of them. And then now we basically got OnlyFans, etc. I do not believe this. Also, I'm trying to be really cautious because I just got this channel back. I do not want to lose it. Because YouTube are thinking that this is sexual content. It's not. So, I want to post this once, okay? And then I want to continue the other channel. I just hope to Buddha's belly that this video doesn't get removed. So YouTube, this is not sex and nudity. Okay, this is educational purposes of why I'm against women. Blanket Lil Tay that just made an OnlyFans and she is living the rich life right now. See, this is why sometimes I'm thinking if you're rich, you'll have problems. There are rich people that have problems, definitely, but I don't really have much sympathy for them unless they're Ozzy Osbourne or, I can think of another YouTuber that I would probably care about that may be a little rich. I don't know. Okay, well, he's not a YouTuber. Oh, maybe a Bars because he travels a lot. He's awesome. Plus, he's kind of hot. So, geography now. Andrew Binsky, right? So, just to name a couple. Runner ones. This boggles my brain. Okay? That we basically go to this route that for women, in order to get respect, right, you gotta look hot. You gotta basically just maybe have C to D size boobs, okay, or breast, and promoting yourself to an adult site. Honestly, what happened to Pornhub? What happened to X Hamster? Hell, even XTV, that got shut down. Why can't just my adult viewers that wanted to do porn just go on there, if you're thinking about it? OnlyFans, I just don't see it, okay? Not to mention what I've been seeing on Twitter. Those people that do that stuff, they don't care for the viewers. They just care because they would get the bag. They would basically get the money, the Benjamin dollar bills, with a little dollar sign on the cotton-made bag from the Chase Bank. I just don't believe this. And yet you got mothers like my mother that has a grandmother that has Alzheimer's. Yeah, I want to make people feel guilty about this. Not just my mother. Okay, I got a father, a 32-year-old mixed black Canadian father named Greg that is poor himself and he's a teacher. Okay, he has children. He basically has a wife that is basically paralyzed, as in she's wheelchair accessible, right? And then a couple other my viewers. Bronny, that is a 20-year-old Puerto Rican woman, okay, from Delaware. That's her best to get by because of some business shop that she has. I forgot what it is. And not to mention Dumbbell, the best viewer I ever have, that works at a local coffee shop that has to take care of his mother that basically got released from the hospital, right? Because, well, you just got to be on my live stream, my backup channel to basically get into more personal detail. Okay? It would be a dream if all of them were rich because they deserve to be rich. So that, one, they could live in a safer neighborhood. They don't have to worry about just, struggling mentally with food or whatever. Okay, for me personally, I'd like to buy my castle back, aka my apartment 260. I would love to just basically travel, I don't know, maybe Singapore. Being in a clean place. Singapore is far from perfect, of course. Or they're perfect in a not perfect way. They're imperfectly perfect, if that makes sense. Okay, this is just... I don't understand this. Okay, I wanted to say this one thing. I might need to put the top... No, I'm gonna put the title in Indonesian, maybe, because I don't know how YouTube is. I should have thought about that, but I talk about adult topics because they won't detect it. I'll just put it in the description. Okay, I just want to say this. Saya suka... lalaki. Okay, I'm mixing up of I think that's... I'm sorry, I'm trying to speak in Indonesian and Tagalog at the same time. Okay, Tagonesian, if that makes sense. Okay, tidak saya seks. Berhimbro, if that makes sense. Okay, I mean, come on now. I can't believe this. She is not a victim. Because, oh yeah, you know what? I want to just make this... I want to encourage women out there that do transform into 18 that they can talk like this. And people are not going to believe that women are going to be... women that are actual rape victims. Because, well, let's just say if a few of my viewers have went through abusive boyfriends. I don't want to go into detail. Okay, this is an insult for women out there that do struggle. Okay, I just don't believe this. Yes, it's your body, though. But also, why you gotta talk like this? Don't just say freshly ate. That sounds nasty. That sounds really nasty. I don't believe this little... oh, my bitch. The bastard. Okay? Not to mention, you remember that Catch Me Outside. catch me outside, right? You know what, Dr. Phil? I was like, I want to blame him a little bit. Well, no, he's not to blame. No. You know, I know he's not always helpful sometimes, and that makes sense because I used to watch Dr. Phil when I was younger. Another thing I do want to share about this, okay? Dan, you forgot, didn't you? He did. Okay? Literally, just think about the filming episode. Okay? The men, they're saying, it's my turn now. Yeah, I can see why. It's nutty. Oh, Dan, that's right. So, speaking of 18, I had a Brazilian crush, right, named Wesley, that does Nolly Korean stomach tricks, and I think is hot. Okay? He did tell me he's 19, you know, he was 18, because I did discover it on the porn site, adult age. But it's not as though, oh yeah, he's freshly 18. Because, well, basically, we would just talk about our fetishes consensually, and even later on, talk about college stuff. You know, that was until later, though. But the thing is, though, it's not as though, oh yeah, tell my mama about this. This is so offensive to women out there. They're infantalizing themselves. And then for Wesley, because I see him as a really sexy man that has a lot of body hair, really muscular, right? That is maturity, you know, of someone that is of adult age. I like that. But the thing is as though she is basically allowing these damn freaks that, oh yeah, because she just turned 18 and she acts as though she's underage. It is so concerning. You know, if it's like an 18-year-old that talks about college stuff and basically, you know, wanted to do porn, go ahead. But it's just the way that you say it, though. That's the problem. I don't get it. It's basically, think about how you see a little person. And coming from someone that sometimes I wish I was a little person. Maybe that way I'll be protected more in life. I'm just really short, right? And then if someone would thinking that, oh yeah, you look underage. You know, I'm older than them. That's really problematic. It's so disturbing because I know there are people out there that would have there is a fetish for that. I know there's a fetish for tall people. It depends on the context. Like, let's just say for girls that are maybe in middle school and, oh yeah, you know what, you look hot because you look developed. It'd be great if you didn't know about it. Okay, it actually makes sense. But because, oh yeah, they can't control their body. And people won't believe them because they're the size of a grown woman. It's upsetting. And this guy for someone that got taken advantage of by a 17-year-old boy once. Okay, that's because I'm shorter than him and he's stronger than me. Yeah, I am kind of a little afraid of teenagers. Sometimes I am. Like, I could get beaten up by them. Or them just, you know, puffing up the chest and looking down on me. I would be scared. Absolutely. I wanted to say one thing very quick. Let's just say there are 13-year-olds like I look up to. That's how small I am. I'm not kidding. It's kind of a little weird. I don't know why. Maybe I just get a little bit nervous. I don't know. I like being short. Trust me, I do. Because at least I get to date some handsome, tall man that may go through growth spurts in their early 20s. That sounds sexy. I know that sounds wrong. But compared to basically infantalizing someone, I just don't get it. I do not get it at all. I do not. It just... like, why? Why? And yet, we basically do have this problem, okay, about the YouTube AI D restriction, that, oh, yes, if you basically are seen as a child, okay, I like to keep my age a secret, unless I already said my age, for the ones when first time is here. I like SpongeBob SquarePants, right? Not just that, I like Ed, Edd n Eddy. Sometimes I like Teletubbies, or even Clifford the Big Red Dog. YouTube's gonna thinking that I'm an infant, even though I'm not a young adult. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh my goodness. And yet you basically would do have teens that feel that they have to lie about their age. You know, well, you know what, I don't know what, well, Lil Tay, this is her main fault, and then the men in society encourage this, and then on the bottom of the list is the parents, because, oh yes, you know what, we don't care. Don't be surprised if basically something happens to your child. You got no one to blame but yourself. And this comes from someone that's an uncle. So, I just wanted to share this. You know, maybe this is part of why I'm thinking like, oh, everything should be Sharia law. No. Because in Saudi Arabia, they won't be doing this. And this comes from someone that likes to keep his body covered. I don't like to show any skin. Well, bare as little as possible. I'm not kidding. You thinking I'm weird? Well, you know what? If you want to go to a really strict country, don't be surprised if your head gets decapitated. or you get stoned to death. Don't be surprised. Or at least whatever region that you be visiting, maybe it's one of the Middle East. You know, it's so wrong that I'm doing it, but oh my god. I'm sorry, this is 20 minutes of me talking. I got some a beef and broccoli lean cuisine that I need to continue microwaving. So I decided to share this because this is so concerning. It really is. Yeah, there are people out there. My viewers, Greg, Brownie, Dumbbell, heck, even for Brian, that is an Arab firefighter that lives in Massachusetts. I hope he's been doing well. Okay, etc. Okay, they have difficult jobs, and they don't get paid decently. And yet, this woman, though, because oh yeah, she's famous at a young age. You know, I just say this for people that are famous. Don't be surprised if people are going to hate you. And when you get your deathbed, I'm not going to care. Okay, unless you're basically having as much inspiration as Ozzy Osbourne, good luck. Okay, literally. I mean, I don't care if you basically maybe be a little rude to his wife or whatever. You know what? People do awful mistakes. Even I have. But you know what? I respect him way more as a human being than this weird Asian adult. I think she's Asian, right? So, because I wanted to describe she is Asian, and that helps, FYI. So, yeah, because I know how they say Asians act submissive. Oh, that's a stereotype. It is. Okay, same way for the people thinking that black women are aggressive. No. I met someone that are really short like me, and they're really shy and timid. Okay? And they don't act ghetto. Or wearing those, no, nothing wrong with those, I think it's called bonnets. You'd be surprised. Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean, when I was seeing Kendall Joseph visit Japan, there was this adorable black woman that's wearing a kimono. It was so cute. Honestly, like, I just want to scream. Sorry, squeeze her cheeks. It's so cute. Okay, like, literally. I just want to give an example. Yeah, you get this weird criminal mistake of a sperm. Little bastard. She kind of is. I'm appalled. Okay, the internet is kind of dying. Unless somehow we could give enough water, we're kind of draining it up, drier than the Sahara cactuses dying in the Sonoran Desert. I'm not kidding. This is really concerning. And yet, if I want to talk about some gay topics or whatever, they get removed. Just because of my audio. That's why I'm afraid that YouTube, please do not take this down. Honestly, I just have to be careful with the title. So I might just say, you know what, I lost respect for basically both. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to title this. Okay, I may just put it in Indonesian. I may do that. And I'll translate it in the description. Because I think it might be safer that way. So, yeah, this is just, oh my god. I just don't believe this. Also, one more thing I wanted to share, okay? If it sounds like I'm slut shaming, then you're just spade shaming me. What I mean by that is, if it's something wrong with me being AIDS, I don't like sex, well, I hope you basically get AIDS and you die. I won't have any sympathy. Sorry. If you're thinking, oh yeah, Dan, you're offending me, well, how about this? If you're obsessed with sex, I must get a job. I know I can't get a job right now, but, you know, and that needs to be a certain position, especially my poor mental, but at least I'm not doing this. Yeah, I know I'm a hypocrite. However, though, don't do it as though that you're basically encouraging these damn men that it's okay for a woman that may be sure that looks young, that is an adult, that could get taken advantage of. This is not appropriate. So you know what? She could die in a ditch. She could die in the ditch. I cannot believe this little whatever she is would just... In fact, at first, I feel awful for her. I did. But no, I don't care if she basically gets a disease or she basically dies by suicide. Oh well. I'm not going to say, you know, that you say to someone that passed away. No. I'm thinking like, oh, you know what? She got what she deserved. Also, one thing I wanted to share. A huge shout out to Bethany, aka Sarah. Okay, Lauren, Tiffany, Brownie, And Dion, I think you had another female viewer. Unless that's all of them. Shit, I hope I didn't miss one. Yeah, I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them because Greg, Mason, Dumbbell, Jerry, they're all boys. Nelson, Slade. Dion, you had another one, no? Yeah, you did. It was West Coast. You know, he barely interacts. Red, Blue, of course. And I think that's about. Oh, yep, Darren Shu. Those are the viewers that would come up on my live streams. I hope that Darren's doing okay. This is just wrong in my opinion, because people wonder why there are women out there that would probably get taken advantage of. I know it's been like this since the dawn of human society. But the thing is, though, back in the 50s, even though us men have more power, we still respect women. Not to mention the women, though, well, yeah, they could be all sexy and all. Think about Elizabeth Taylor. They didn't dress like how, yeah, and twerking and whatever. Oh my god. And for the men out there, oh golly, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Not to mention, I'm trying to think, like, acting all, well, not the one acting gangsta, but you like to psych your pants out in public or whatever. You know, I think that's kind of hot when a man does that, but man, not in front of, like, maybe there'd be children involved or women especially, and then we get to see her bulge. I mean, keep that private. Golly. Oh my god. Oh yeah, by the way, it's right now the 5th of August on a Tuesday. And I just want to just give a little date on that. And Lil Tay is magically disgusting.